Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Geeks and Gamers Plays. And recently, we have seen the Apex community kind of have a big civil war over the discussion of is pro players ruining Apex Legends for the majority of the player base, the more casual players. Now, this all came about because of a channel called Lucky Chappy, who I believe makes a lot of TikTok-style videos. He's more of a comedy guy. But recently, he put out a video called Are Pro Players Ruining Gaming for the Rest of Us? Now, on YouTube, it has about 2,000 views, but over on Twitter, it's got close to 750,000 views, and it's caused a lot of fighting. He's putting forward the argument that a lot of changes that have happened to Apex Legends, especially at the start of this season, are due to pro player feedback, and he's making the argument that it's bizarre that a 0.5% of the player base is making decisions that affect the 99.5% of the player base. He's trying to get across the point that just because a pro player who obviously plays the game differently to someone like me, for example, who's much more of a casual player, their changes are affecting it for the majority of the player base, and the majority of the player base are against a lot of these decisions that are being made. Now, I totally get it from a pro player's perspective. This is their livelihood. So when something is in the game that they do not like, they're going to be vocal about it. But we're seeing not only with Respawn, who of course oversee Apex Legends, but a lot of video games these days that have a pro scene, they tend to be catering a little bit too much to the pro side of things and less to the majority of their player base. Now, it's weird because pro players kind of need the casuals as much as casuals need the pro player base. A good example, just keeping it with Apex Legends, is ALGS, which happened, I want to say, about a month or two ago. That was fucking poggers, man. That shit popped off. That was the best esports I have seen in a while. Even people who don't like Apex Legends were saying, yo, that shit was fucking hype, man. Everyone was getting into that. That brought a lot of attention to Apex Legends. And then, of course, you know, some pro players had some criticisms of the way the game was playing. And now Respawn has made some pretty bizarre changes, in my opinion, changes that I and a lot of the player base do not like of Apex Legends, and that's kind of killed the hype down a little bit. So it's put forward a really good argument, which everyone's had their opinion on. You know, the people are pointing out, hey, you know, so this is a video complaining about people complaining. Do you not see the irony in that? A lot of people agreeing, a lot of pro players not agreeing. Like, there is a big argument going on about this, and it's interesting to see how other people are looking at this. Me, personally, I think catering too much to pros over casuals is always going to harm your game by the end of it. But there's definitely some criticism that can be taken from pro players, because they'll understand the game to a better extent. But it's very interesting to see how this argument's all going down. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think pro players ruin video games for the majority of the player base, whether that be Apex Legends or anything that has a pro scene? Let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to subscribe to Geeks and Gamers Play and check out geeksandgamers.com. And I'll see you all in the next video.